When I first started teaching this course, hardly any students tweeted or texted to their boss and colleagues. Now it's commonplace. It happens all of the time. Not saying it's right or it's wrong, no judgment. However, you need to adapt and improve your communication skills so that you do the best that you can in any digital format in terms of how you write your message and whether or not it's clear, concise, and your audience is getting the point. Here in Chapter 5, we're taking a look at how you put your sentences and paragraphs together. Pay attention to these details. They're really important to honing and crafting all of your skills in business communications. When you're putting your information together for your message, whether written or verbal, you have to get all the facts. So these are some of the strategies to use, whether it's searching in your company files, talking with your boss, an interview with someone, whether it's an informal Q&A, asking someone about a policy, a strategy, a product, a service. And you can also do a survey. Formal research methods or primary research includes electronic, manually searching, and also investigating and interviewing someone who's an expert, and scientific experiments, of course. Brainstorming and brainwriting generates ideas. This will be a way for your team to put together an idea for the topic for your team project, your team proposal or plan. And you'll need to figure out what it is that you want to do. So brainstorming is a favorite of mine because there's no right, there's no wrong. We just spit out the ideas, write them down, and see how it's going to shake out. Sometimes we have a time limit, or we say, let's come up with 10 goals or 20 goals. Everyone needs to participate and be positive in doing that. And someone has to keep the notes, encourage out-of-the-box thinking, and try not to poo-poo the other person's ideas. Nah, that's not going to work. Just let it go. Brainstorm, write it down. Generate the ideas. And in social media, there's a lot of brainstorming going on. Crowdstorming, crowdsourcing, crowdfunding. It's all a way to brainstorm and get interest in a topic. Post-its have always been my favorite. You write it down and you put the Post-its there, and you can move those Post-its around until you see some sort of strategy or some topic that is going to make sense. Sometimes several ideas will fall under one umbrella or one category, and then you can best outline it. Some people like to write down outlines in linear form on a piece of paper. Whatever works for you and your team will be the right way. You also should know and understand how to best outline. There's more detail in Chapter 5 about that, and you can find out the strategies that you've been using or that you have not paid much attention to find out how you can do it a little bit better. And then you see all those ideas come together, and it becomes under that umbrella of a direct strategy for an audience that is positive, receptive to your ideas, or an indirect strategy for either an unreceptive audience or an audience that doesn't know anything about what it is that you're talking about. There's an assignment in this Chapter 5 for you to consider and better understand what active and passive voice are about. When you write your paragraphs, they have to be understandable, of course, coherent. And some of the techniques are to sustain the key idea, repeat the idea without exactly repeating those words, connect your sentences, and use a pronoun in one sentence to refer to the noun in the previous sentence so that someone understands what it is that you're referring to. When you draft those effective paragraphs, they should be short, perhaps 8 or fewer printed lines, and they are the most readable. And when you write those sentences, you keep them short. Here's why. An 8-word sentence, you get 100% comprehension rate. The longer the sentence, the less your audience will understand what it is you're talking about. Continue reading Chapter 5. Go back and look at the complete PowerPoint slide pack for this chapter. And of course, do the assignments, and you'll be on your way to being a better business communicator.